Every classic cartoon has its iconic episode, and then they have the ones you forget. Today, I'm going to be telling you guys about one of the most iconic episodes that really stood the test of time, and then maybe one of the weakest episodes that really bogged down the season. What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Tunes. Now let's jump into the best season of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Season 2.
Oh, and don't forget the hat. It's kind of an ensemble.
The next episode is Tackling Bullying, which is so funny because, of course, every kid show needs to do this at some point or another. It's called Beat with a Shtick, and honestly, you'll see how this ends up being the title by the end. It starts out with Blue making fun of Mr. Harriman, which is kind of a funny bit. They end up getting a new friend in the house that is huge and really intimidating, scaring Blue. He's not scared at first.
Blue and the new guy are gonna face off at 4 o'clock!
Relax, fellas, it's no biggie. I get called out all the time. Bullies, criminals, old ladies.
If anything, everybody's like, dude, he wants to beat you up, and Blue is very much like, so does everybody. And he does not believe that this is even possible until he goes into the friend's room, where he finds a bunch of weapons and really dark lighting, which, as you know, is the biggest threat to society. Eduardo admits that he is probably one of the scariest people you could ever know, and yeah, this guy is no joke. He is intimidating and stressful. So Blue ends up wanting to hide just to get away from him. Hiding in the blue clothes, hiding in the washer, like he just does whatever it takes to try not to be in his line of sight.
You're getting exactly what you deserve.
A race car bed? I'm finally getting a race car bed?
No, you're getting your just desserts.
So this guy is ready to fight Blue at exactly 4 o'clock, and Blue's kind of losing sympathy from some of his friends, like Wilt. Well, hey, that's what happens when you're selfish. So Blue decides to destroy every clock possible, as if that would stop the time from happening. But Madam Foster ends up buying a giant clock. Blue has a bunch of nightmares about running away from this guy, and you know what? It is just terrifying. I am actually scared for Blue, because this is not normal. Even he doesn't deserve this. So he dresses up as Mr. Harriman, only for this not to go well. So Mr. Harriman pulls him into his office, and he's about to get in trouble.
That was you? I thought Jolly Buttons...
Nope, me. I just framed Jolly.
We had him deported.
I know. He still sends me postcards.
Blue uses this to his advantage, hoping that he'll get punished and away from this guy at 4 o'clock, which would actually be the perfect solution, until Mr. Harriman realizes what he's trying to do, and that he's scared of being beaten up, and he's like, actually, I'm gonna let you be beaten up. Which, it's kind of crazy that everybody just wants Blue to be beaten up, unless they all know what's really going on, which doesn't happen yet. Matt comes in, and he tries to support Blue, but, you know, clearly... is not super helpful. So Blue goes to Terrence, of all people, Mac's brother, who got him in this house. Oh my gosh.
Keep going! For I am a lowly pile of booger brains. Please, let me bow down before you, O great ruler of Terrancania.
And a wise, just ruler he is.
They ask if he could beat him up, which I don't know where this is going, but yeah, okay. So Terrence comes over to the house, and he's ready to beat up this imaginary friend, only to come back 2 seconds later, finding out that he's been beaten up. And that's just it for Blue. He just runs away completely. He's like trying to get out of town.
Yeah, that's what I should do.
No matter how scary he is, he's gonna have to face it. So this guy ends up using a giant mallet to break a watermelon in front of him. It turns out that this friend is just a comedian, and he needs help practicing his shtick. That's why they call it the episode, Beat with a Shtick.
Want to get your opinion on my act, if that's okay.
It would be my pleasure.
And it's very frustrating as a viewer to watch Blue get completely no support and just scared that he's going to be beaten up. Like, this is a scary episode for Blue. I know I've said he's selfish in the past, and he's got some, like, pretty rude tendencies, but I don't know if he's worth beating up. Like, everybody desperately turns on him, unless they all know that he's a comedian. That in that scenario, it's actually okay. But yeah, so this episode was really fun to introduce that, like, dark and scary element that this season really doesn't have that much of. Like, it's more fun and games and a lot of excitement, so this one was definitely a change of pace. It just reminds me a lot of the SpongeBob episode, The Bully, where SpongeBob is scared of flats, and that one one is pretty similar in tone, where it's like him just being paranoid the whole time. But hey, that was a 10-minute episode, and this is a 20, so I guess there was more effort put into this. So we're gonna have to give this one to Foster. Sorry, SpongeBob. Interesting episode all around to begin with.
Painting it orange before Junior comes home so he doesn't find out I accidentally flushed his goldfish. What's the big deal?
Oh, I forgot how good this next episode is. It's called The Sweet Stench of Success, Season 2, Episode 10. And you guys will know why this is so iconic in a minute. It starts with all the friends watching TV, and there's a friend of the week on the local news. So they highlight a friend from Foster's, which is actually really sweet. This time it's Eduardo, and he's too scared of being on camera. Immediately, such a funny bit. Blue is super jealous right off the bat. Like, why is he the only one that's not been featured?
What the heck was that? You gotta be on TV? The TV?
Mac is like, clearly, like, you did not deserve it, so why would you be there? So he puts on this like really dramatic, poor act where he goes up to the host and begs to be on TV.
I'll just go back to the scary alley and sleep in the cold, wet gutter. I'll be fine for one more week.
It ends up getting the sympathy of everybody, and he's shown on television. But it becomes an emergency broadcast, desperately asking for help, and it's like really dramatic. The friends in the house think this is so selfish, which of course it is. Why would you pretend to have an issue just to get on television? This does end up having a really rich producer show up to Foster's wanting to put Blue on TV, which, by the way, I don't know why you'd see like a homeless friend and then just focus on getting them on TV.
Big, exciting projects that reach the masses. And I got just the part for you, baby. Now, are you in or are you in? Are you in or are you in?
I'm in!
That's what I thought. Just sign this contract.
He gives Blue a contract, which Blue of course, does not read, and just signs away. And next thing you know, he is the lead brand for a deodorant commercial. Yeah, Blue looks exactly like a deodorant. And it's called Dio, and this is like an episode I really liked growing up. It's like so funny, Dio with it. So he becomes super famous, and next thing you know, forgets about all his friends at Foster's because he's just featured in all these promos.
And now back to Inside the Actor's Brain with special guest Dio.
You're a true triple threat. Acting, deodorizing, and acting.
The animators must have really had fun with this because all like the articles that get to be shown out in here is just, it's just ridiculous. And seeing Blue go from Hollywood to being interviewed on late night, like it's just crazy how far this goes. The friends just watch from the home and get super excited for him, but then he doesn't want to see them. Very rude.
There's no Blue here. That's a Dio.
That's what I meant. He's my best friend.
Sure. He's everybody's best friend.
He ends up missing his friends, but the producer is like, you can't go home. So Blue actually is really sad, and it starts to be treated like an animal. Really relevant to Hollywood, huh? So now he's doing this against his own free will, and he's really resenting it. Even when his friends show up, they think he's being selfish and doesn't want to see them because they're escorted off the property. Of course, it's this giant producer behind all this, but you know, that doesn't stop them from being upset. Blue has like this really sad montage of looking into the stars, and you feel really bad for him. He's just like trapped in a cage this whole episode.
Doctor, my wife thinks she's a porcupine.
Well, that's a prickly situation.
Doctor, I just swallowed a roll of film.
Well, let's hope nothing develops.
Doctor, Kip the producer forces me to sleep in a cage.
Well, sounds like you're too tense.
Mac is just furious and just wants to confront him. So right when he's doing his like world premiere of the Dio commercial, Mac shows up and tries to stop everything. He even gets a bunch of musical numbers, like a live show. I don't know why they're using Blue so hard. And then all the imaginary friends team up to save him from this whole career. Like, they all dress up as their own bathroom appliances, all to dance on the sink. And of course, Blue realizes he's going to be saved and has a good time with it. It's a really fun number at the end of just everybody having a good time.
There must be more to life than odors to mix. Oh, I'm just another used up deodorant stick.
Mac is the floss, which is just ridiculous. And the producer guy ends up getting arrested, which I don't necessarily understand because he did have a contract, but hey, I'm not on the producer side here, guys. I'm just not. Just taking this Foster's home to Hollywood is just such a funny premise, and I'm so glad they got to do this. Even all the gags in it are just so quick-witted and funny that I feel like this deserves to be one of like the best episodes of Foster's ever. Like, do you guys remember seeing this one constantly on TV? Because it was just so good. So those are the iconic and forgot it episodes of this season. If you agree or disagree with any of my opinions, feel free to comment below. But until next time, everybody, for more Johnny Tunes, don't forget to check out my channel where I do retrospectives and deep dives on old classic cartoons from the 2000s, or my regular channel where I focus on Nickelodeon and Disney Channel TV shows. Have a great day.